The comfort of familiar struggle, staying stuck, doesn't always feel painful. Sometimes it feels familiar. Even when something isn't working, there's a strange comfort in knowing what to expect. You understand the pattern. You know the limits. You've learned how to manage the disappointment. That familiarity creates a sense of control, and control feels safer than uncertainty. This is why people often remain in situations they openly admit aren't helping them, not because they enjoy suffering, but because unfamiliar improvement feels more threatening than familiar struggle. The mind is designed to prioritize predictability. Predictability lowers threat. It reduces vigilance. It conserves energy. Even when the outcome is uncomfortable, knowing what will happen feels safer than stepping into the unknown. Change introduces variables, new expectations, new responsibilities, new ways to fail. The system doesn't ask, will this be better? It asks, is this safe enough? If the answer is unclear, staying where you are becomes the safer option. This is why progress often feels destabilizing. Improvement disrupts identity. If things change, you may have to see yourself differently. Old explanations stop working. Familiar excuses fall away. Past limitations no longer apply. The struggle you know comes with emotional shelter. The version of you who improves stands more exposed. So the system resists, not because it prefers failure, but because it prefers stability. Familiar struggle also gives structure. There are routines built around it, stories attached to it, expectations that no longer need revising. Change threatens that structure. It asks you to renegotiate how you relate to yourself and others. And renegotiation is mentally expensive. So the system chooses the cheaper option. Stay where the rules are known. Stay where the costs are predictable, even if the outcome isn't ideal. This doesn't mean people choose to stay stuck. It means the system is constantly weighing risk. When improvement feels uncertain, familiar struggle becomes a form of protection. This is why pressure doesn't help. Pressure increases uncertainty, making the known struggle feel even safer by comparison. Movement begins when change feels less dangerous than staying the same. Not easier, just safer. That's when the system finally loosens its grip. Familiar struggle feels safe because it asks nothing new of you. It doesn't demand adaptation. It doesn't challenge identity. It doesn't force renegotiation with the future. You already know how to live inside it. Change, on the other hand, introduces uncertainty. Even positive change creates instability before it creates relief. The system feels that instability first. That's why people often wait until staying the same becomes more uncomfortable than moving forward. Not because they suddenly find motivation, but because the balance of safety shifts. This is also why progress rarely starts with confidence. It starts with toleration, with small movements that don't overwhelm the system, with steps that feel survivable rather than transformative. Once change no longer feels like a threat, familiar struggle loses its grip, and the system finally allows movement not because it wants growth, but because it no longer needs protection.